not Blogmas, Vlogmas Day 7, as in the video of blogging, not the writing of blogging. So if you're here, I would love to see some hellos and let me know how the weather is where you are. I'm going to give us just a few minutes to go live a couple of places. Should be going live in all the places. Okay, so now people are coming in, so now it really is live. So what I would love to know from you is, how are you? Who are you? And how's the weather where you are? Because do you know what? Oh, let me turn this. I always forget. I have this turned up for something else, and then I end up turning it up so much you hear all the chicks. Oh, and Marilyn says it's cold here. Con Marie says hi. Mia said just made the white hot chocolate for Alon, and Mia is my basil supplier, as you guys know. And hi Ruth in Frigid, Ohio. Do you know what happened? It was about an hour and a half ago. I innocently looked out onto my porch and it was snowing. Like just snowing. Like I hadn't heard it was supposed to snow today. I drove around and did things. I mean, it's not going to stick. It's not going to be like Ohio or even Virginia. It's probably going to be closer to a Florida snow. I didn't look at the weather, but it was big. Like I caught snow on my hand. And what was it, 2 days ago? It was hot enough that we had the house open for a little while. It's crazy. Jackie says the weather's nice where she is. Brandy, of course, in Canada, it is +8 there. And she said she almost needs to get her summer gear. And I'm assuming that's in Celsius and not Fahrenheit. So, oh wow, all kinds of people are here. You guys are awesome. Jane says in Southern Ohio it's 63. That sounds delicious. Like 60s, 70s, that's really kind of my jam. Anita said 70 in Sacramento. And Anita, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a little while. Oh, Nancy McDermott, my favorite Southern cookbook author. So if you guys know some friends who might want to make a Yule log cake or some Christmas cookies, these aren't vegan classes, but you could substitute stuff. But Nancy isn't going to be able to answer all the questions. But if you took Nancy's class and you asked me about the recipes, I could give you some vegan insight. So anyhow, I love Miss Nancy. She also wrote the vegetarian Thai cookbook that's delicious. And she has a recipe in the Revised Vegan Slow Cooker and gluten-free vegan cooking in your Instant Pot. So, and Nancy is delightful. Oh, Melissa says hello everyone from Michigan. And again, I don't see the Facebook username, so you guys are in the groups. It says I'm so cold. And Nancy said she missed the snow in Chapel Hill. She just lives like maybe 30 minutes from me. But Durham and Hillsborough was talking about wintry mix, and I hope Cheryl comes home soon. She had to go into work. If wintry mix is like in the south, that's clue for ice storm. So hopefully that's not what she really means. But so if you ever wonder, like, why do those people down there panic? Because the road's getting a solid sheet of ice and it's invisible. So that's what makes this a little crazy. And Kamari said, I just bought soy curls and I don't know what to do with them. Well, I'm going to show you how to do something that's super easy and delicious. And you can get the recipe on healthyslowcooking.com. Just look for the little magnifying glasses, click on one, type in soy curls, or up at the top menu, it'll say air fryer recipes. If you click on that, you'll find it too. This is going to be air fryer week. Last week was hot holiday drink week. Well, actually, holiday drink week. I gave myself an out so I could have some ice drinks mixed in there. But you can get the recipe there, and depending on where you're watching this, I've got a link to the recipe. I also have a link because I'm doing an air fryer fun class, and who doesn't want to take an air fryer fun class? It's going to be this coming Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can attend live and ask me questions as we go along, or you can watch it later. I guess that should be or you can watch it later because you can watch it as many times as you want to. Janice is in Okris Island and it's 50 degrees. And oh, Nancy said she loves the book cover of the vegan cooking in your air fryer, all the good food. I know on here we've got, I have to look at this picture to tell you. It's like cauliflower steaks with gravy, air fried line corn. There's fried pickles on there. There's coconut tofu with Thai sweet chili sauce, onion rings, and French fries. All the things, 0 of the oil. So that's kind of exciting. So this is a book that a lot of people don't know about. So hopefully now you know about it. So that's all that's important. Okay, and it's Helene, is Facebook user, and she was saying the recipe had me hungry since I saw it earlier. And hello, Helene, welcome. Elizabeth says they love soy curls and they use them all the time. And oh, what was it? So Brandy says in Canada we just say hold my Timmy's, and the roads are no problem. Timmy's is a coffee place. So it'd be like hold my ice. Well, I guess you wouldn't want to be an ice mocha. Like, I'm the only person I know in February in Chicago and ordered an iced coffee. That's the kind of person I am. Okay, great. Someone bought soy curls just to make this. This is one of our favorite things. So I'm not going to be showing you our whole dinner, but you might hear the Instant Pot over in the corner sing a little song at some point. Because I'm cooking some potatoes. So I'm going to make some mashed potatoes, some golden gravy, and I'm going to just saute up some garlicky greens with some liquid smoke, and we're going to kind of make layered bowls with that. So like Southern gravy layered bowls. And none of it has any oil. It's all still really good for you. So Tim Hortons is what's, okay, Tim Hortons says, Cersei. And again, just blanket apologies if I mispronounce your name. If you come back and phonetically spell it, not phonetically smell it, phonetically spell it, I will be happy to try again. It can be like a game show. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so first things first, what are soy curls? They're actually soybeans that have been cooked, and they're non-GMO soybeans also. So they're really, it's a pretty pure product. So the only ingredient is whole non-GMO soybeans. And I'm going to show you what one looks like dry. It looks a lot like TVP, which is not always such a good product. So this is it dry. And we'll see how much you can tell the difference. And this is it wet. Yeah, you can tell side by side. I know it's probably, let's see if I can get this to, nah, that's about as bad. So this one is soft and it looks very chickeny. This one is very hard and will break. So all I did to get from these guys, which are solid and crunchy, to these is I poured some boiling water over them, let them sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'm just squeezing some out. So I poured it over the sink, but see there's a little bit still coming out. I don't want them to be bone dry because we're actually using the liquid in this to help adhere some of our coating. If I let this sit too long, I will in fact take some of this liquid and put into the bowl when the time comes. So I tend to reconstitute with water, put my flavor on the outside. You can choose to rehydrate with a vegetable broth. There's nothing in the world wrong with that. And you can flavor on the outside too. Like for me, if I knew I was going to reuse it again, I just hate to take vegetable broth and throw some of it away. So that's one of the reasons I do it like this. Oh, Rosamond in Illinois and has some soy curls that she doesn't know what to do with, but now you know. And the butterfly effect says, oh, that she's so excited about this. Okay, excellent. Soy curls are awesome. I tried them the first time when I was in Portland, Oregon, a bazillion years ago when my first book was about to come out. So that was like 10 years ago. And they were pretty awesome. So here's what we're going to do. And I'll let you see in the bowl because it's ridiculously easy. Now, I want you to notice this is cornmeal. This is not coarse cornmeal, right? If you have coarse cornmeal, it's going to be crunchy in a bad way. So if you don't have fine ground cornmeal, what I would prefer you use is flour. And you could use whole wheat pastry flour, whole wheat flour. You could use brown rice flour. I'm going to put in, so I put a 1/4 cup of fine ground cornmeal, another 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, right? And that's what's going to give this kind of its chickeny flavor, because nutritional yeast has a lot of umami flavor. And so what it's going to do, it kind of subs as a cheesy flavor and a chickeny flavor, which is kind of whoosh, right? It's like chicken and cheese. How's that sound? But it's just basically it's this umami, savory flavor that we don't get from a whole lot of different things. So it works really great to add to mac and cheese, but it also, with my golden gravy that I'm going to make to go with this, I'm going to be using nutritional yeast and poultry seasoning to make it seem like a chickeny gravy, okay? And Anita says she buys 12 pounds of soy curls at the same time at Butler's Foods, which is who makes these. And actually, in case you didn't see that, you can get them on Amazon or directly from Butler. They don't have preservatives, so it's good for you to keep them in the freezer or in a cold place if you can. They will eventually not be good. I hate the word rancid, but the oils do get rancid. I don't know why I hate that word so much. Could you use corn flour? I don't see why not. Wait, where are you from? By corn flour, do you mean cornstarch? I suspect. I just realized it translated in my head. And Gia's saying, isn't soy super bad for thyroid? I am a cook. I am not a doctor. I will say this, that I have thyroid issues and my doctor encourages me to eat soy. However, if your doctor discourages you from eating soy, don't eat soy curls. You could put this mix on something else if you like. I don't really get into those discussions about what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. However, if you have an allergy, I am very inclusive. So you could also do this with cauliflower. So if you did this with cauliflower, I would want to either lightly steam it about half the way done, then put it in this breaded mixture, and then put it in the air fryer. So you're in Australia. I think corn flour in Australia is cornstarch. Do I have cornstarch down here? Because I'm going to give you a no if it's this, and I'll let you see it. Does it look like this, your corn flour? Because if it is that, that's cornstarch, and that would be too much cornstarch, and it would leave a really bad taste. I would rather see you use ground oat flour, brown rice flour, sorghum flour, quinoa flour, whole wheat flour. I can't eat gluten. That is my thing. But you could certainly use any flour you want. The corn just makes it seem a little more southerny, so that's one of the reasons we do that. Okay, great. So she's going to substitute. Awesome. And someone says Bob's Mills makes a corn flour that's not cornstarch. I know, it depends on what part of the world you're in, if corn flour is flour or if corn flour is cornstarch. And I just don't want to misname it. So if it's white and very powdery, it almost looks like powder that you would put on your body. That's actually, I make homemade body powder with it. Then I don't want you to use it. If it's a thick, because my cornmeal is really close to corn flour. Woo! Because it's really thin. It's really finely ground. But see how it doesn't just stick on like the other one did? Before that just smeared. This is still more of a texture. We just don't want to use like that extra thick corn meal that can be so good on so many things, but because we're not really adding a lot of liquid to this, it's just going to stay gritty. And that's why I don't want you to use a coarse cornmeal. Okay, Marilyn buys 12 pounds of soy curls at a time. Great. Okay, yeah, you could use buckwheat flour. I don't see any reason why not. Okay, so let's get back to the complicated ingredients that we're using. So far we have a 1/4 cup of finely ground cornmeal. We have a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of poultry seasoning, and this is not poultry, in case it's not made of that, but it's something you season poultry with. So it has like sage and thyme, and it smells a lot like Thanksgiving to Americans at least. What about you, Brandy? What about my Canadian people? Do you guys have poultry seasoning that you use as well? But this is the other seasoning I use in my chickenless gravy or golden gravy too. Now you could get crazy or not. This is a Cajun seasoning, and both of these are salt-free blends that I made myself. So just know there's nothing wrong with using a blend that has salt, like you might use the Tony Chachere's. Just know that you can only put in as much as the salt level you desire. Okay, so what that means, if you're not tasting that Creole spice enough, you can't go any further past your salt threshold. That's one of the reasons why I like to use salt-free seasonings. Then if you use salt or not, you can add it in the, closer to the end. We're going to taste a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to put a little bit of pepper. Can't make it too big because Cheryl thinks it's too spicy. So I'm going to put in a little black pepper in there. And then I'm going to put in some smoked sea salt. If you eat salt-free, don't add salt, but go ahead and add a little bit of granulated garlic, granulated onion powder, and some ground celery seeds. So for this, maybe you could do equal parts of all of them to about a half a teaspoon would probably be about right. And I'm probably going to put about a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked salt. Okay. Exactly. Just so someone said, my poultry seasoning doesn't have poultry in it, just the way steak seasoning doesn't have steak in it. Exactly. It's for the thing, not of the thing. Okay. So I'm just mixing this in really good. And like I said, usually I don't drain the soy curls quite this long, so we may end up dipping into some extra liquid. So I'm going to test a couple. So usually if you just kind of do it like this, we're just looking for a light coating. Yeah, it's still sticking. So if I found it was not sticking, then I would maybe pour a little more liquid over these. But let's see what we can do. Let's get a few of these in here. And I'm literally just tossing them to coat them with the seasoning. So it's very similar to a few weeks ago I made the cauliflower po' boy. And I did kind of the same thing. We did a light coating on the outside. So let me move this. We'll get these into our air fryer basket. You do not need, and I'm going to shake them just a little bit so we don't have a lot of extra coating. There will be extra coating. You will be cleaning your air fryer after this. Just know that. Be at peace with it, and life will be good. Okay, I don't think that one got coated the way I wanted. Okay. And this is so ridiculously easy to make. Now, you can use soy curls and other things. So you could do soy curls and dumplings. You can do like soy, well, I guess it would be butter soy curls. Vegan butter soy curls, right? So it'd be more like a soy curl tikka masala. Now, when you're doing your air fryer, in general, you just want to go on one level. You don't really want to pile things up a lot. This one is really pretty big. This is an Instant Pot Vortex. I don't know if they're having those this year. I did not see it on Amazon when I looked just a couple of minutes ago. And things like that are pretty fickle, honestly. So it doesn't matter what kind of air fryer you have. And if you don't have an air fryer at all, you could do these in the oven. So it's not a done deal. It's just the cooking time is going to take longer, and it may not get as crispy. That's all. See, I just keep turning these around to make sure some of this good coating gets on there. And anything that looks really good, shake them, put them over here. And what I actually reconstituted was 1/2 of a bag. So this was not a whole bag. So you get 2 meals out of them. I haven't checked the prices recently. They are definitely cheaper if you buy them in the larger bags. But then you want to make sure that you're kind of storing some of them in the freezer, because you probably won't use them up unless you have quite a large family. Okay, and so where do I get where do I get smoked salt? You can get them online. This one we actually got at Spice and Tea Company when we were on vacation in St. Augustine. So it's just like any of those little those spice stores you see, you can get those. You can also get them online. And in a pinch, you could put some liquid smoke in with your salt. But liquids, and I get my liquid smokes mostly on Amazon. They have one that's got all pure ingredients. And liquid smoke is not an artificial thing anyhow. So what they do is they actually have a fire, and they catch the condensation from that fire, and that's what makes liquid smoke. So some people have the misconception, actually, let me bring that ball back here. I have a lot of coating on my fingers. But you can totally get on Amazon too. I'll try and come back and put something up about the smoked salt too. Oh, great. And so Helena's saying Trader Joe's sells a smoked sea salt grinder. Or it could be Joanne. I don't see the name, so whoever it is, I think you're one of my peeps that are around a lot. Okay. So let me let you see what this looks like before it goes in. Okay. And here's the trick. We want it to get crunchy, but we don't want to dry everything out. So I'm going to sit this in here. I'm going to go air fry on the highest setting, which is 400 here. And we're going to do it for about 5 minutes. And you can probably see, well, I don't know if you can see behind the Instant Pot. I have a Breville as well. So it doesn't matter what kind of Instant Pot you have, or if you have an Instant Pot at all. I'm looking at Instant Pot and I'm saying that. I'm so sorry, you guys. It doesn't matter if you have an Instant Vortex air fryer, or I have a Philips air fryer over there, or I have a Breville toaster oven air behind me. I've had Go-Wise air fryers. If you're looking for a budget air fryer, Go-Wise are usually the best, that are the least expensive that you can find. And I would get the biggest one you can afford. So it's a little different than my feelings about Instant Pots. And the reason is that you can't just pile up a giant bag of fries or something like that in here. It still has to be a single layer-ish. Like what we're doing is ish. But if we were doing potato chips or beet chips or something like that, it would need to be a single layer. So when you have one that's just, there are some that are like this big. You can cook a tiny potato in there and that's it. No. No. Can you guys see me still? Are you still there? Because I'm not sure everything that I just threw out, because the lights are down and my air fryer is gone. But it looks like I'm still live. And I tested this air fryer, you guys. Okay, you can see me? Okay, great. So, oh yeah, because my lights just went out. That'll help just a tiny, tiny bit. Let me, I know you can see me barely. Cheryl is not here. So I'm going to go downstairs. Yeah, oh, I totally blew a fuse. And the thing is I tested this in here. And it's one that goes down supposedly to another circuit, but hey. All right, I'm going to run downstairs really quick. Let me see if I can find another plug that'll work with this. Because if this is going, my lights, I'm surprised my lights are out if all this other stuff is going well. Yep. What is this one plugged into? Just plugged into, oh, you guys. I knew something was going to happen today. All right. Okay. Helene says, just roll with it. I know, and I tested this before because I put this on one thing and I had something else going and it worked because the air fryers are the craziest. So let me see if I can flip a fuse. I'll be back. If not, I'll come back with some lights and we'll just chat. But I can take you down here with me while I'm looking at fuses. I just wish I could see your questions. So why don't you guys talk amongst yourselves? That might have done it. Let's hope. Now I have to go back upstairs and see if that worked. Doesn't look like it worked, but I'm going to try again. Let me try turning the lights on and off again. Okay, that wasn't the one. Oh, I'll check some questions before I go by. Anybody have questions while I can talk about? I know, talk amongst yourselves. Oh, I wish we could upgrade our stuff. Okay. I know, but I tested it. I swear I tested it, you guys. And I saw a fuse that was like, click me. Yay! Are you guys still there? Okay, somebody tell me if you're still, I see 47 people. This was exciting. Was it like drama TV? Yay! Okay. Let me find a better place to plug this in. Not sure where that's going to be, but I think it's going to be this one. This looks like it's dropped all the way across the room. And we're back. So let me, okay, I'm going to make sure it's on 5 minutes, 400 degrees. You guys are so awesome to be waiting. So thank you for that. Yay, so many people are here. So while this is cooking, let's recompose myself. Actually, we're all doing it. You guys are awesome. So if you just tuned in and you're like, what the heck? Why am I looking at a dark kitchen? Where is Kathy? What could be happening? Will this turn out okay? I say, yeah, it's going to be fine. And you know, when you're cooking at home, stuff happens. The air fryer is a mysterious thing. Now, when I teach this air fryer class coming up on Saturday, which is called Air Fryer Fun, so why would you not want to take it? It's going to be this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can attend live and ask questions, or you can watch the replay and ask me questions then, because you know I love questions. But I will be doing one dish at a time, possibly two at different sides of the kitchen, because an air fryer and the 8-quart Instant Pot, those are two things that can really put a little extra oomph into your wiring. So, and how all this is set up is very interesting. So I think I'm going to see if Cheryl can take the lights off of this one circuit that we're in. So if I blow it again, we'll still have lights. I know real life stuff does totally happen. And if you're here and you just kind of wandered up and you're not sure what's going on, today we are learning air fryer recipe. We're doing Southern style air fried soy curls. So I'll go over this again. Soy curls are squished non-GMO soybeans. And it is a little bit more than they're cooked and squished because they go through an extruder. And that's what makes them have kind of their chickeny shapes. And they look very similar to TVP, but ooh, sorry, I've lost all my focuses. There we go. The light went out. I think I still have my focus on the other one. Pretty good. Not awesome, but good enough. Okay, so it looks like TVP, but TVP is often genetically modified, right? So that's one of the reasons we don't usually have those. And soy can be, if you don't know where the soy is coming from, it could be a little bit iffy. These are coming from a really good, reputable, non-GMO place. They're also grown without pesticides. So they're really close to being organic without having an organic certification. And a lot of you probably know something about that. So you may have some farmers in Durham, North Carolina. We have lots of farmers that grow pesticide-free, but don't have an organic certification because there's like this much paperwork to fill out and there's a lot of money involved in signing up for things. So if you see that, it's not them trying to skirt something. It's a lot of, you have to have your fields organic for X amount of years, and a lot of people too will transition into organic and be grown without pesticides. That's got to be Joanne. I still want to figure out how to make soy curls. Me too. And let me let you guys see this so you can